We have Fish Scales of Grammy-nominated group Nappy Roots joining us in the nest today. We're really excited for this one. While you guys all came together at Western Kentucky and you have that connection, you are actually from Milledgeville, Georgia. Talk about being a Falcons fan, kind of growing up in Georgia, and some of your favorite memories of this team and favorite players maybe.
Coming from Milledgeville, Georgia, is just you're naturally a Falcons fan. I can remember just being in church. This is Deion's era, like when we first drafted Deion. This is when I really became, aware of what it was all about. And I could just remember people trying to get out of church as quick as possible to get home and watch the Sunday games. And this is around the time, I think, when they first started wearing black or certain black uniforms. And it was just a whole movement to me. And it was the first time. This is like the 80s, I guess, late 80s. But it was the first time I felt like, okay, that's our team. That's the team that belongs to the people of Georgia. And, I take a lot of pride in my Falcons, every team in Georgia, for real, since then.
Who are some of your favorite players and maybe memories when you look back, certain games or anything like that?
Like I say, Deion. Deion was the one who really brought my full attention to the Falcons. But I look the Mike Vick era. That was a great time. When the Falcons first made it to the Super Bowl, I think they played against Denver. I was off in college and in Kentucky, and that was just a bragging right for me, to talk about the Falcons it was something that was mine while I was in Kentucky that nobody else could claim the way that I did. So being a Falcons fan in Kentucky, it was great, man. A lot of players came and went. I'm drawing a blank on some of the players, but even Matty Ice, I like Matt Ryan. I feel like he's been great to us over the years. Maybe some changes need to come in, but he's been a consistent quarterback. Just been a fan of the team, really, more so than any.
We've heard you've been into sports kind of your whole life. Of course, you played college ball at Western Kentucky. I have to ask, of all the kind of Atlanta hip-hop stars out there, there's a lot of them who can ball. Quavo, 2 Chainz also played college ball. Who do you think you could beat in a game of one-on-one?
Who can I beat? Like,
oh, Lord. Hey, that's a Georgia boy, right? Listen, that's a down south. That's a DSGB right there. That's a down
there you go.
That's a down south Georgia boy right there.
Listen, man, I'm going to show my age. I graduated high school in 95. I was all-state. And I don't like to my horn, but I was top 10 in the state. We played on the high level. I actually got a D1 scholarship to go play. I don't think none of those guys you mentioned got a D1 scholarship. But, I'm a little older than both of those guys you named, but I would still be able to teach them something on the court. Pretty confident in that. And rappers, we take pride in our basketball skills. I know Quavo is a hell of a basketball player. 2 Chainz, he went to college or somewhere in Alabama playing. So the respect is there, but I'm a little different when it comes to hooping. Plus, I'm 6'5". I don't think those guys can match up with that.
But before I get to our Kentucky connection, I want to ask you this. How did the name Fish Scales even come about?
Long story, man. I used to rap about some not so positive things. Fish Scales is kind of a reference to some drugs and things. But as I got older, I realized, and as Nappy Roots got more popular, I didn't want to be recognized for that. So I had to find some other reason that I was called Fish Scales. And then I realized, being a Libra, I never knew much about zodiac signs and whatnot, but I found out that scales was the sign for a Libra. And so I kind of adopted that instead of the negative connotation. And I dropped the fish for a while and I was just Scales, and I was proud of that. And my mother's a Pisces, which is a fish. So I kind of just pieced it together just to get away from the negative connotation of it, but really not a lot of meaning to it. Just Fish Scales. I adopted it over the years. My name was Big Mill, so I would always rhyme it with Fish Scales, and my partner was like, you should just call yourself Fish Scales. You say it so much.
All right, so I went to the University of Louisville. I know you're familiar with it. Some guys in your group actually are from there. You went to Western Kentucky. I spent some time there on my off time. You already know what I was there for, but that's another story for another day. I was there for the parties and other things. Now,
Right.
did you ever get a chance to actually go to the city of Louisville and experience that life in it?
Yo, we used to go visit Derby. Quick side note, my Hilltoppers played your Cardinals, I think, and the year I left in '98, I think they beat the Cardinals too. That was a big deal for the Hilltoppers. That was a big, maybe it was 99 or 98, but that was a big deal for us. So that tells you, man, we in Bowling Green, Kentucky, we always had a lot of respect for Louisville, especially being really the only city in Kentucky. And it was just like a different world from Southern Kentucky to Northern Kentucky. And the Louisville program, as a kid, I was watching the championship in '86. You know, I was watching Never Nervous and those guys get the job done. So I was a fan a long time ago of Louisville, or at least aware of who they were. So as I went to college in Kentucky, that really was the only thing I knew before I got there.
Now let's take it to the business side. How did you guys get into the various business ventures like Bird Gang Apparel?
Bird Gang, yeah, that was a big accomplishment for us. We was able to get an official license for the Louisville Cardinals product. You know, and you probably know how hard that is to get a college logo to use it officially. So as I told you, Buffalo Steel, one of the members of Nappy Roots, he's the biggest Louisville Cardinal fan. Like the biggest, hands down. He's missed shows. He's came late to shows because he had to finish watching the game.
You see this right here?
Oh yeah, respect.
Hey, we're gonna rap now. We're gonna rap hard.
Yeah, we gotta talk. But so he made it his goal to find a way to create a clothing line that represented Louisville Cardinals. And he was fortunate enough to create Bird Gang. If you get a chance, check it out, Bird Gang. You can Google it. You can find some nice apparel. It's kind of a twist from the college apparel that you get at your bookstore. You know, it's kind of more urban style that we put to it.
Another business venture that you guys have kind of gotten into, this micro brewing business. I know you guys are kind of opening this Atlantucky brewing. You know, you got some right there. You're opening that not too far from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I think in the next year. You guys have partnered with Cherry Street Brewing and Monday Night Brewing here in Atlanta. How did you guys get into the craft beer scene? I mean, that's a very different venture to get into.
I've been into craft beer for over 10 years, just trying different beers. I just always appreciated the fact that I could try a different style of beer. I could try different brands, different flavors. And I introduced it to the rest of Nappy Roots. And we've always got together in the studio around beer. You know, beer has always been a part of what we do. So once we found out that breweries was a good place to promote shows when we come in town, because we do a lot of shows in small towns. So when we show up, we said, what is the best way to reach the people in the town? And breweries were a great place to start. And as we were going, I began learning how to make it. You know, I was really looking and asking questions and realized the whole process of how you make craft beer. So from there, we said, yo, we buying so much beer, we might as well learn how to make it, you know. And here we are now with a brewery of our own called Atlantucky, right in the heart of Atlanta. So it's a dream come true, truly, to be able to make my own beer and share it with my friends. Yeah.
So the brewery has already opened then?
Well, we opened.
No?
We started opening this Friday, but we're fully open in January because of the COVID. Most licensing, alcohol license it's been a bottleneck process. So hopefully we'll be up and running fully in January. But we do have the building. We possibly will be one of the first, if not the first, we'll be the second Black-owned brick and mortar brewery in Georgia. So that's a pretty big deal. And we're just happy to be a part of the craft beer community because we're finding that it's a nice transition from being a rapper to being a brewer. You still get to be creative, you still get to interact with people, and you still get to travel around and try different beers and share your beers with others. So it's been fun.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. One more question about the beer and then we can move on. What's your favorite brew that you guys have at Atlantucky Brewery, or just maybe your favorite kind of beer?
My favorite kind of beer is a stout. I like stouts, but ironically, my favorite beer is actually this one. It's a beer that we did with Skyflower Brewing called Nappy Goat. And it's a strawberry banana milkshake IPA.
Oh, I gotta get that. Listen here, man. Listen, I need some of that. Can you give me some of that?
I got you, brother. Hey, we right down the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We will be tailgating. We're gonna wait till next year to really pop it off because this year kind of a wash right now. But next year we will be tailgating, making sure everybody in the whole area is aware of Atlantucky and the things we're doing. But I got you, man. You probably never had a strawberry banana milkshake IPA.
Listen, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. It looks good. That's why I need that on my tongue, on my taste buds.
Nice and creamy. We're trying to do, man. We're trying to introduce a new community of people who are not aware of craft beer. Like Black people love craft beer, love beer. Black people love beer just like everybody else. So we feel that we also deserve or at least should have the option to grab craft beer. You know, so we're educating everybody on craft beer. It's a very inclusive market.
Cool, that's what's up. So I'm gonna jump to this music thing because, you know, that's how you guys have made y'all living off this music thing. So music is very important to me. Like I do everything to music. Listen, my wife gets mad at me. I wake up to music. I go to sleep to music. My kids love it. I want you to tell us, how important is it to make music that is timeless music? Because not everybody makes music that's timeless.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important as an artist. I guess any kind of artist, you have to find a way to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You know, you have to find a way to find your place in today's hip hop. And for us, it's been a fight. That's a constant thing. We always try to stay in touch. We always use young producers too. You know, we bring in young producers. We kind of introduce who we are, make sure they're aware who Nappy Roots has been in the last 20 years, and let them bring in their touch to what we're doing. We're actually working with a producer called 808 Blake, who just produced the first single off the new Big Boy album. So we're staying in touch with what's going on in Atlanta and what's hot in hip hop. And it's very important to stay timeless. I think the beauty of Nappy Roots has been that we've been Nappy Roots. We never tried to be anything but ourselves. So when you hear us, you know what we're bringing to the table. And we appreciate that. So a lot of people say we're underrated. You know, I take that. You know, I take that as a compliment.
You guys have the brewery obviously opening up in the near future. Is there anything else that you guys have, or even you specifically have coming up as far as projects?
Well, we just released an album called 40, which came out September 25th, which to me is one of my favorite albums that we've done. And it's doing really well for us. It's brought our name up to a lot of people who had kind of forgot about Nappy Roots. But that's going well. We're looking forward to putting out other artists as well. We're working with a Raven Richards who's doing just shot a video at our brewery yesterday. But the beer is our full-time thing now. Like, we're full brewers. We'll forever be rappers. We just did a show in Auburn a couple of days ago, and we're happy to see that young people still want to see us on stage and people still appreciate what we bring to the table. But it's all about beer right now, man. And we have found a passion for something. It's like Nappy Roots in 1995 all over again. We're just super passionate about something. We will go through great lengths to make this project work, like the days when we were sleeping on couches and sharing burgers with each other. We're back to that grind, and it's good to be motivated right now. You know, it's hard as an artist in his 40s to find motivation, and this right here has us motivated and energetic.
Yeah, especially now amid COVID-19, now more than ever, it's important to have, you know, something to focus on. And that's super exciting for anyone who wants more information about this. Head to our website, fox5atlanta.com. We'll have the entire conversation and much, much more information. Cheers. Yeah. We'll have to get some of that strawberry banana stout, and we'll be right back.